You've heard it a million times, right? The most successful people on earth all start their day before the sun's even up. They say the secret to unlocking crazy productivity, ironclad discipline, and a peaceful mind is hiding in those dark, early hours. But what if the real secret isn't just waking up early? What if it's about what you're actually doing to your brain when you force it into this routine? Let's be honest, I always thought the 5 a.m. club was a bit of a cult. You know, a bunch of over-caffeinated productivity gurus who probably don't have to deal with, well, real life. My mornings, a total mess. A frantic cycle of hitting snooze, doom scrolling, and starting my day already feeling like I was losing. So I did the only logical thing. I decided to put it to the ultimate test for 30 days straight. But this isn't just another look how productive I am video. We're going deeper. We're going to look at the neuroscience of what's actually happening inside your head during all this. And trust me, the results were not what I expected. Let's not sugarcoat it. Week 1 was brutal. That first alarm felt like a physical assault. It just feels wrong to roll out of bed when it's pitch black outside, and my brain definitely agreed. That intense grogginess has a name: sleep inertia. It's that feeling of being awake, but your brain's not quite online yet. Your reaction time, your decision making, even your mood are all in the gutter because your brain is desperately trying to pull you back into sleep mode. Waking up that suddenly is like yanking the power cord on a computer without shutting it down first. Everything is slow and glitchy. My first few days were a war. The snooze button wasn't just a button, it was a magnetic force pulling me back to the warmth of my bed. I learned fast the alarm had to live on the other side of the room. That was non-negotiable. Even when I was physically up, the first hour was a zombie-like haze. By the afternoon, I was getting hit by a tidal wave of fatigue. That post-lunch slump wasn't a dip, it was like hitting a brick wall. What's happening here is a battle against your own body. You're fighting your internal clock, your circadian rhythm. This is the 24-hour cycle that tells you when to be sleepy and when to be alert. When you suddenly force a new wake-up time, you throw the whole system into chaos. Your body is still pumping out melatonin, the sleep hormone, and hasn't even started the wake-up process. You are literally out of sync with yourself. An irregular circadian rhythm can even have a negative impact on your mood, potentially leading to issues like anxiety and depression. The only way through it, I was told, was consistency, even on weekends, to force my body's clock to reset. Then, around day 7 or 8, something changed. It wasn't like a lightning bolt of energy, but it was a subtle shift. The 5 a.m. alarm was still painful. But the grogginess started to burn off faster. I wasn't a complete zombie for that first hour anymore. And this is where the science gets really cool. My body was actually starting to anticipate the alarm. It's a process called the cortisol awakening response, or CAR. Now, cortisol gets a bad rap as the stress hormone. Here it's your get up and go hormone. Your body releases a spike of it right when you wake up to mobilize energy and get your mind ready for the day. Increasing cortisol levels by 75%. By waking up at the same time every single day, I was basically training my brain to time this release perfectly. So instead of being full of sleep hormones, my body was getting a dose of natural energy-boosting hormone. That's why that brain fog was finally starting to lift. And the quiet, that was a revelation. No emails, no notifications, nobody else awake. It was this little bubble of pure, uninterrupted time. Go hours for stuff that actually matters to me. Reading, planning my day, chipping away at a personal project. For the first time, it felt like I was starting the day on my terms, feeling ahead of life instead of just reacting to it. And weirdly, the discipline it took to just get out of bed started leaking into other parts of my life. That one small win at 5 a.m., beating my own laziness, created this powerful momentum. It set a psychological foundation for the rest of the day. If I could conquer my warm bed in the dark, I could handle that tough meeting or push through a workout. By week 3, the 5 a.m. alarm and I had called a truce. I even started waking up a few minutes before it went off, which is a wild feeling. That was the clearest sign yet that my circadian rhythm had finally reset. The magic of what scientists call neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to literally rewire itself. See, when you first start a new habit, you're using your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain for decision-making and willpower, and it takes a ton of energy. It's why week 1 was such a mental battle. But when you do something over and over, the brain offloads that task to a different area, the basal ganglia. That's your brain's autopilot for habits. The more you repeat it, the stronger those neural pathways get, and the less willpower you need. It goes from being a hard choice to an automatic routine. It can take anywhere from 18 to over 250 days for a habit to become automatic, but on average, it's around 66 days. After 21, I was definitely feeling that shift from conscious effort to subconscious routine. My focus was laser sharp. Those quiet morning hours were my superpower. I was knocking out my most important tasks before 8 a.m., which completely transformed the rest of my day. Instead of constantly playing catch-up, my afternoons felt like a victory lap. And that midday energy crash that destroyed me in week 1? Gone, replaced by steady, consistent energy. Honestly, this felt like it was rewiring more than just a habit. It was rewiring my identity. The discipline wasn't just about waking up anymore. It was about proving to myself every single day that I could follow through. That daily victory built a sense of control and self-trust that powered me through everything else. So the big question, after 30 days, is waking up at 5 a.m. the secret to a better life? The answer is more nuanced than a simple yes or no. For me, the painful mornings were absolutely worth the results, but not for the reasons I initially thought. The real magic wasn't about having more hours in the day. It was about the quality of those hours and the intention behind them. Let's be real. Waking up at 5 a.m. is useless if you just spend that time scrolling on your phone. The power came from the quiet, distraction-free space it created. It gave my brain a chance to start the day with focus and clarity, instead of with a reactive flood of information and demands. What this challenge truly taught me is that the specific time on the clock isn't the magic bullet. The real transformation comes from consistency and the discipline it builds. Setting a consistent wake-up time is one of the most powerful things you can do for your energy, as it stabilizes your body's internal clock. Whether that time is 5 a.m., 6 a.m., or 7 a.m. depends on your life and your own chronotype. The principle remains the same. Win the morning, win the day. That victory isn't about productivity hacks. It's about the profound psychological shift that occurs when you start your day with intention and self-discipline. This journey wasn't about becoming a productivity robot. It was about taking back control. It proved that by consciously building one keystone habit, you can create a ripple effect of positive change throughout your entire life. It's about proving to your brain day after day that you are in charge. Ultimately, this experiment was less about the time I woke up and more about the person I became in the process. It reinforced that the greatest battle we often face is the one against our own excuses in the comfort of our own bed. Now I want to hear from you. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Have you ever tried a challenge like this? And what was your experience? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks for watching.